So I just want to see if you need me to use the mic. I don't want to be too loud on a Saturday. Use the mic? Okay, so miss, we might need to use the mic. Right, can you hear me? Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming out on a Saturday morning. I know that our Saturdays are very valuable, but I believe that the reason you're here is for a reason that's even more valuable, and that is the future of your kids, our students. Today's workshop has a lot to do with knowing everything that you need to know about financing your child's higher education, whether they go to a community college, whether they go to a four-year school, whether it's your first child attending college, whether it's the second child, whether it's first college generation. I myself was the first person in my family to go to college. My family made a lot of sacrifices, but as hard as they worked, we definitely could not afford to go to college. And it was a sacrifice for everyone from my grandmother to my mother to, you know how they say, it takes a village, right? So today we have the school bring in Ms. Dorothy Gilliard, who's been a financial aid advisor for 40 years. So you're not gonna get any more expertise than that. And I know that she's been gracious enough to come to Ferris many times before to tell us a little bit about what that process is, how do we go about the process. Normally we do this workshop for seniors, but to be honest with you, this year we decided to open it up to juniors because we said it's never too early to start thinking about how we're gonna get that money to start funding our child's education. Because when senior year comes, and I'm sure the seniors can attest to it, the ball starts rolling, things happen really fast, and before you know it, it's like, oh mom, I need that FAFSA application due like next week, you know, and then you're scrambling. And then if you've never filled out a FAFSA application, it can be a little overwhelming. So we decided to have this workshop to get the senior parents the help that they need to deal with the process that they have at hand right now as they, you know, get their child into higher education, and to let the junior parents know, okay, what do you need to do to set yourself up as you come into your child's senior year. Like I said, Ms. Dorothy's gonna give you a wonderful presentation. At the end of the presentation, she's being gracious enough to also do a Q&A for you, where she can answer any questions that you have. Please don't be shy. Also, I wish that I could speak more languages, but unfortunately I do only speak Spanish. So after I translate this, I'm also gonna stay behind, and if you need help translating something or for a question for Ms. Gilliard, please feel free to raise your hand and I'll help you with that. We really want today to be about meeting your needs when it comes to finances, because I think a lot of people think two things about college. A, maybe it's not for my child, and B, I certainly can't afford that. And that's not the case. So I think if we educate ourselves and we help educate you about what that process is, you know, we can help your child go wherever they need to go when that senior year comes around, or for those of you who are seniors already, when June comes. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable that where you set foot in September is a place that you're going to be able to afford. Because another one of the biggest trends that's going on right now is that we have a lot of young college kids graduating with a lot of debt. And I don't know if you know, but the job trend, even for professionals, is very difficult right now. So you can have a child that graduates, let's say in 4 years, and has their bachelor's. That doesn't always guarantee a job right away. So the last thing that we want is for a child to graduate, be out there looking for a job, and then have all of this debt that they have to pay. Because once you graduate, that's when the bills start showing up, and you know, Ms. Gilliard will explain a little bit more about that, I'm sure. So these are things that we're trying to avoid, because if we really want to grow as a community, and if we really want to help you out, we need you to understand all the factors that go into financing your child's post-secondary education, okay? So we really thank you for coming out today. If I didn't get you to sign in yet, I will do that, certainly, you know, before you leave today. Also, I'll make sure that I give you a raffle ticket. We did promise that we'd give you a little incentive for coming out again on a Saturday morning. We really appreciate you being here. It shows that you care, and you know, we definitely care about the future of our students once they leave us. You know, we don't just wash our hands here at Ferris and say we're done with you after your 4 years. No, we really want to make sure that your child is able to do something great with their lives when they leave here. so they can come back as future alumni and say they did great things. You know, that's what makes us proud as a school. So I'm just going to quickly translate in Spanish, and then I'll turn the floor over to Ms. Gilliard. Buenos días, muchas gracias por venir hoy día. Hoy día tenemos un taller de ayuda financiera. Nosotros queremos hablar con ustedes sobre lo que uno necesita para poder aprender a cómo llenar las formas que tienen que ver con ayuda financiera. No queremos que ustedes piensen de que, oh, yo no puedo pagar la escuela o la universidad de mi hijo, o entonces él no puede ir o ella no puede atender. Eso no es el caso. La señora que está aquí ha estado haciendo este trabajo de consejera de ayuda financiera por 40 años. Es una experta en lo que ella hace y ella va a poder decirles lo que ustedes necesiten saber. Si tienen algunas preguntas, cuando ella termine con la presentación, levanten la mano y aunque no lo puedan decir en inglés, me lo dicen a mí y yo puedo traducir, porque hoy día es para ustedes, para que ustedes tengan lo que necesitan y sepan lo que necesitan para poder ayudar a sus hijos a ir a la universidad. Muchas gracias por venir. Okay? So thank you again very much. I'm going to turn the floor over to Ms. Gilliard, who has a wonderful presentation, and she also has handouts that kind of make things a little bit easier, kind of like cheat notes for you to take with you at the end of the workshop. So thank you very much. Ms. Gilliard?
Wow. I didn't turn around and see how many people came in. This is really a great turnout, and I appreciate all of you being here. I'm going to turn this way a little bit so that I can see the screen and also see you at the same time. Yes, I am going to talk about college financial aid, and because we're a somewhat small group, if you have questions that you'd like to ask me during the presentation or after the presentation, please feel free to do that. First, I want to just give you an idea of what happens in the College Financial Aid Office once you've completed your application, and what their primary responsibility is with your financial aid application. The primary goal of the Financial Aid Office is to help students pay for college, and you're able to do that because the college will evaluate your ability to pay by looking at your financial aid application and determining from that application if you're eligible for financial aid and capable of paying your educational costs. They're also tasked with making sure that they treat every student that comes in the door fairly and equitably by looking at everybody in very much the same way. So that's why there's one generic application that all students have to complete, and the results of that application determine whether or not they're going to be eligible for financial aid. They're also going to try to make sure that students don't just get all grant money, which may not be a good thing, but they try to balance out the financial aid between what's called gift aid and self-help aid. And we'll talk about both of those types of aid during the presentation. The financial aid comes from four main sources. It comes from the federal government. That's where most of it comes from. It also comes from the state agency if the student elects to go to school within the state that they live in, and comes from the college and university. Most of your private colleges out there have an abundance of their own financial aid that they also award to students. And outside organizations, that's where scholarships come in. That's why it's going to be really important, whether you're a senior or whether you're a junior, to look at all scholarship opportunities, because you want to try to get as much financial aid as you can. And a lot of it relies on you to be the driving force for that financial aid. There are also four main types of financial aid. There are grants, there are scholarships. That's the gift aid, and that's what we really want to try to get as much of as possible. Then there are loans and employment opportunities, which is the self-help portion of the aid package. Now, with the grants and the scholarships, the one financial aid application is all that you need to do in order to qualify for the grants and scholarships. The outside scholarships are going to require that you as the student do something, whether it's just filling out an application, whether it's writing an essay, whether it's taking some sort of a test or examination. There are lots of different methods of qualifying for the scholarships that are out there. But the students are the ones that are going to have to take the steps when it comes to the scholarships. So from the federal government, there are three main grants. The federal Pell Grant is the largest of the government's grant program. And that one financial aid application that you're required to complete determines your eligibility for the federal Pell Grant.